Hi everyone, I'm so glad to have all these inspiring, innovative founders here in one room. It makes me even feel slightly intimidated, but looking very much forward to our talk concerning corporate venturing. And maybe as a first heads up, when I mention corporate venturing, I'm not only speaking about equity, having stake in it, but also collaborations or access to, okay? Now, maybe as a first one for you, Joris, in your view, how does corporate venturing compare to VC or private equity? What are the biggest differences for you?
For us as a company, and we're in a B2B environment, in a fintech environment, it means like you're capable or you're able to build credibility together. So you can tap into a network that has a lot of knowledge and expertise, and you build an offering, you build a collaboration together. And that's for us the corporate venturing part. And that's very valuable actually from startup to scale up for us.
Yeah. So, and then comparing it to VC?
VC, it's for us as well. For us, it's more like the money side of the business. The network, tapping into the network of attracting people. That's more the money, the smart money, if you want. So that's for us a total different dimension of building out a business.
Okay, good. Would you agree, Alec?
Yeah, I'd endorse that. And basically, I think although we're in a completely different business, when you're working with a corporate, they're in the same business as you. They understand your business. When you're working with a private equity, you're trying to convince them your business is really going to be the one that's going to deliver. So it's much quicker. There's less due diligence. It can move faster. It's very good.
How about you, Hans?
Yeah, I also agree. And for me, if you look at VCs, and of course you want to go for smart money, and you also want to go for a VC that can help on different levels. But the main thing is the money part. Whereas if you go for corporate venturing, in our case it's mainly partnerships, etc. I think the money part is secondary. It's the more important is really like something that can help you, whether it's credibility, it's a go-to-market, it's a joint strategy that can help you move forward or expedite some parts of your strategy, of your vision. And that's very important. If you look at corporate and partnership with corporate purely from a financial point of view, like it's a quick buck or how to put it, I think that's the worst way to look at it. And then you can better go to VCs. But if there's a strategic reason to do it, that should be the main reason.
Okay, interesting. Now, did you ever consider stepping into a corporate venturing adventure as it be a reason, or it would be closing doors for other opportunities with some of their competitors maybe? Alec, maybe you?
No, I think, again, it depends on who you're partnering with and their expectations. And we've had very frank conversations about that very subject. And I think if you know the partner well and have chosen well, then that's an accommodation. There may be some areas where they may want to delay certain things to give them a slight lead if they've actively developed something. But, you know, there's three parts to it. There's the bit we do, there's the bit they do, and there's the bit in the middle where we jointly do.
Yeah.
And it's just, as long as everything's clear, then you can move forward without that contradiction or complication.
Yeah.
And I do think a good corporate partner understands the value of not closing doors. So they really see that it's not becoming 100% part of a business as such or building together a strategy. It's helping each other. It's that credibility, it's the belief in each other. But then again, you're basically building two businesses. So they really understand that, at least in my opinion, a good partner as such.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I agree. It's in most situations it's important for them as well to make you succeed, to become a bigger company, because then you have more bandwidth, then you can really make a difference as well. And if that's not the case, then I would definitely step away of it. In our case, at least, is that we're not tapping directly into, for example, the business of UCB. They're a drug company, and their main thing is getting medication to patients. Right. We're a digital and a remote monitoring company, and there's a crossroad where we can reinforce each other, where it's more important for a partner like UCB or others that we are strong, and they understand, like you say, if they would try to close doors for us, it's actually bad for us, and it's bad for the collaboration in the long run.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Now, what effect did you notice that the corporate venturing has on your culture, on your employees, on all sorts of things? Or was there no effect?
I think for every company, but especially for like a smaller company, your culture is super important. So it's the part of how you work together. You really safeguard that we are not part of UCB, or we don't fit into their DNA. We have our own DNA. We have our own way of working. So it actually doesn't have impact. It's everybody needs to believe, but that's from a company and every employee as well. Like, this makes us better. Yeah. And this accelerates us to achieve our goals. And then it's actually exciting to work together. And it's not, I never felt that our DNA or etc. is changed because we work together with it.
No direct impact.
No direct impact.
How about the others?
Yeah, for us it's been it's really worked quite well, and we absolutely feel the same as you. We are Koolmill, and AB InBev is AB InBev.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously, from an internal point of view, it gives particularly our younger team members, a huge boost. You know, hey, we're making beer. Who doesn't like that? But also, it's like having a friendly big brother that's helping you along. Yeah. And that's really powerful.
Okay.
And in this type of partnerships, the 1 + 1 = 3. And that should be always in the DNA of the collaboration. And I do think corporate venturing is still quite new, because these startups prove to be quick movers, quick adapters. They can learn from each other. You build products together. And that is the 1 + 1 = 3. So the culture, the DNA of a startup, the experience at the corporate as such, that's the 3 elements. So that's very important, at least in the experience that we have with working together. Yeah.
Do you also see this happening with not only just the big corporates, but maybe also SMEs, smaller companies?
We personally have less experience with that. Maybe it's because of the nature of the business, I don't know. But it's possible. I honestly cannot. I don't have any personal experience.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the industry, right?
Yes, yes. So the big corporates where we work together with are mainly, for example, big pharma. Yeah. And there you don't really have SMEs.
No, true.
So we've changed our whole business over the last sort of 3 or 4 years, going from being insular and working alone. We now have more than 40 partners in 7 different countries, from rural rice millers in Africa and Asia to multinationals like Siemens and AB InBev, and a multitude in between, academics, industrial, commercial, and manufacturing partners. So we see collaboration, again, as a 1 + 1 = 3. You can't be an expert in everything, but together you can bring that expertise together to create more value than you would individually. Yeah, and that's hugely powerful.
And you see, indeed, and this variety in the partners that you're working with.
Sure, and the cross-fertilization of ideas. I mean, I love talking to people like these guys, because although we're in completely different industries, why reinvent the wheel? You know, when we can learn from each other, apply things, and it's hugely powerful in terms of absorbing information if you keep your eyes and ears open.
Absolutely. Would you agree?
Yeah, very much. We don't have this, the experience as well with working with SMEs, but at SilverFan we are a platform. So in a way we're working already with quite some partners in that respect in a corporate venture setup. But I do think the corporate as such needs to have a certain size to create the added value in the partnership.
Okay. Maybe a last one to close off with. What have you, and you're secretly, hopefully very proud of, have you learned the corporate that you're collaborating with?
Buzzword, agility.
hopefully not only the word, but also the
well,
execution thereof.
But it has a broad interpretation, but it means like you need to iterate quickly, like the entrepreneurial spirit, like thinking together, like the basics, it thinks out of the box, like all those basics. I do think a startup, because that's in the DNA, brings that to a corporate. So
I agree.
So I guess we're like 2-year-olds. We're always asking why, you know.
Why do you want that?
So I think it's we could ask the unthinkable, that if you're inside the company, you're inhibited from perhaps pushing boundaries, whereas we are not in the company, so we don't have that restriction. And I think it works both ways. They can push us to be better, and we can push them to be better.
Yeah, pushing, challenging. Yeah. How about you, Hans?
Yeah, it's in the same line. I think I often describe it as dealing with uncertainty. You know, as a small company, you thrive in situations where lots of things are not certain. Where is it going to go? You know, we have a hinge and we have a gut feeling of we need to go into that direction. But I don't have a PowerPoint of 50 slides describing specifically all the SWOT analysis, etc.
Another example of agility.
Yeah. So, and it's much easier, but that's also our comfort spaces and that makes us agile and makes us fast. And that's very difficult in big corporates. And it's maybe, I don't know whether they learn it from us, but they see that that's a big benefit of these are things that are difficult within a big corporate. So partnering with small companies, they can really move fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and trust me, it's being copied in some ways, for sure. Yeah. It's very inspiring. Okay, and this was as well this chat. So many thanks, gentlemen, and goodbye.
Thanks.